Join me as I visit my friend's off-grid cabin in New Mexico and stop at a national park in Arkansas along the way.
We're Josh and Kate, and this is our dog Coco. We're currently on a 2-month road trip to see some national parks. We're going from northern New York to New Mexico with a lot of stops in between. So far, we've been to Ohio, West Virginia, and now Virginia. You're watching the 6th episode of our trip where Kate and Coco will be on their own for a little bit as I had to travel home for work.
Good morning, it's just a little after 8 a.m. Coco and I are going on a little walk, and then we're gonna get ready, and then we're gonna head to a farmer's market, and after that, it looks like it's not supposed to be too hot yet at 10 a.m. It doesn't look like it's supposed to be hotter till like the early afternoon. So I'm gonna leave Coco in the camper for like an hour or so I can check out some of the mineral baths. The hot springs were really cool. Basically, when I got there, they were already at capacity, so I was number 2 on the wait list. So I waited for like 45 minutes, and then I really only went in the bath for like 30 minutes because I didn't want to leave Coco for too long. And you can't take any videos while you're in there, so I don't really have anything from there, but it was really fun. This little girlie and I are gonna head over to the brewery. Another good thing about the mineral baths is that they had showers there. I brought my shampoo and conditioner and soap, and so I like washed my hair, my whole body and everything. And I like haven't been showering like so often just because I haven't really been staying at campgrounds with showers. So showering was great, being in the baths was great. It's definitely humid outside, so I'm like already sweating, but I'm also still kind of wet. Coco is hot, and so hopefully we're gonna go hang out in the shade, and thankfully it's a very overcast day. This looks so good. We just passed through the town of Mount Ida, Arkansas, and now we're headed to a free campground called Matthew Hill Campground. I was reading on iOverlander and also Campendium, which I've never used before this trip, but I always like using iOverlander. I was reading that there's only like 6 sites there, and it's Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, so I could definitely see it being busy. And I have a plan B if it's full, so let's see when we get there. I definitely see some people here, but it doesn't look super busy, so I think I'm gonna pull in right over here unless there's more spots. We are at the Matthew Hill area, and I'm pretty sure this is where we're gonna camp tonight. It looks like there's around 6 sites that you can hang out at or camp at, and there are like 4 other cars here besides mine, but it seems like everyone else is just like hanging out. There's someone with a boat, there's people swimming, and there's people fishing, and it definitely feels good, but I wonder if anyone else is gonna come here to camp tonight. It's really close to the water, which is awesome, and it's super pretty. It's awesome that you could swim in the water and stuff, and I could paddleboard if I wanted to. The water seems pretty calm. It's definitely hot here, and Coco and I are just hanging out, and I think I'm gonna read my book for a little bit. It's around 3 p.m. Coco and I decided to leave that campsite and we headed for a harvest host called Fort Smith Brewing, which was a little bit under 2 hours away on our route for tomorrow. And I just kind of felt like sketched out. Definitely, I was like saying before that I feel like a lot safer staying at places like that when Josh is with me. And I usually like tend to move towards like campgrounds or stuff like this when I'm by myself. There was like a sketchy van that drove by that had like weird stuff written on their windows, and I smiled and waved, and they like just kind of like stared at me and then like left. So I was like, this is weird, but I like still have enough time to like leave and drive to this harvest host and have it still be light out. So I decided to do that instead. This is the brewery, and I already got beer and food, but we just went back to the truck to get Coco's spray bottle and her Chewy because she's been barking at me while I'm eating. And they did let her go inside of the brewery. I decided to go back outside in case she's barking. Good morning. It's like just before 7 a.m. I think last night was the last night of this trip where the temperature did not drop that much at nighttime. Our camper stayed at 80 degrees the whole night, and we were both definitely really hot. But I'm super excited because tonight the temperature should be dropping into the 60s at night, which will make a huge difference. Literally will be like 10 to 15 degrees cooler than it was tonight. And I feel like it's just really hard to sleep if you're super hot. So I feel like we are ready to get in the car and hit the road. We just have like a full driving day today. We're trying to make it as far as we can make it. Stay in a Cracker Barrel tonight and then do the rest of the drive to my friend's house tomorrow. I finally made it to my friend's house, and she got to show me around her land, and I got to see her off-grid cabin. It was great to see her and see where she lives.
7 minutes away.
That's great.
So it's like, and it's only it's $1 per trash bag.
That's
And then yeah, this is mostly just Tony's storage stuff, and then our boots, rain boots and stuff. We get to see stars like when we're out by the campfire.
that sounds so nice.
Stargazing is also awesome. And this is where she's meant to be, is the porch. She's probably so happy you guys bought a house with a porch.
Oh, 100%.
She's probably so happy. And that's like our neighbor's house that we go to like once a week for dinner. I love it. And it's like the breeze is so nice in here. I love the mugs. This is the one that's in my Instagram photo of me hugging.
Is 49% wolf or less. Mid content is 50% to 84 worm, and we were able to
Remote.
Yeah, and I will let you know from 23 here to here, this section.
I love those big rocks up there. That's why they called it Inscription Rock. Little chicks always. Every single time I want one.
We wanted to stop at this little cafe here, but they actually closed at 3 p.m. But we walked to the El Moro Feed and Seed across the street. Sarah got a bunch of groceries, and I got this chocolate cherry zucchini brownie and a kombucha.
Oh, I got seltzer water.
We checked out the Wolf Sanctuary, and then we went to El Morro National Monument to the Visitor Center, and the trails were closed right now, and it's Thursday, so we're actually gonna come back tomorrow on Friday. And we were planning to go to this cafe for dinner, but it was closed, but I did get to empty my toilet in the bathroom, which was great because it was really full, and I'm also happy about my little treats that I got. At the top of this hike, there's all these Pueblo dwellings, and this is one of the ones that is uncovered here, but there's a bunch. And this is like towards the top of the hike. I think this is kind of similar to what you'll see at Mesa Verde National Park as well.
About the Pueblo people and the Pueblo communities back with the preservation, like of course this is why it's a historical site. Yeah, but you can like see the small little fire pits in there that they used to have. The first European record of a visit to what he called El Estanque de Penol, the pool by the Great Rock, and marks the start of nearly 200 years of visits by Spanish. And so they would they would have to get in like past all of this marsh stuff and like get all of their water. And so the Pueblo people, when they lived,
People used to carve their names into the sandstone, and then later on there were stamps, and they would stamp their signature into the sandstone.
like in the 1900s. Ones that are obviously like stamped in cursive and stuff, like, and some of it's like artwork and it's not carved in. So like that top one from Ohio is 1866. Then there's the petroglyphs etched in there, it looks like. $18.90.
We just finished doing both of the walks here, and now we're gonna go get lunch at that cafe that was closed yesterday. I got a brisket sandwich and an iced chai, and Sarah got a falafel salad and an iced coffee.
And still be more chaos makers.
We finished our hike at El Morro, and we got our lunch at the Ancient Way Cafe, and we just checked out the Inscription Rock trading post.
Yep.
And now we're headed back to just go finish up our work day.
Yes, we are, sadly.
Good morning. It's Saturday, June 1st, and I've been at my friend Sarah's house for the past 5 nights. But today, Coco and I are headed out, and we're gonna drive 2 hours to the Albuquerque airport, and we're gonna pick up Josh. My friend Sarah lives in an off-grid cabin on 3.5 acres of land in western New Mexico, and it's been awesome staying here. It's been great to catch up and hang out with my friend, and I feel like we did a bunch of stuff while I was here. I'm getting some water here. It's $1.50 per 5 gallons, so I'm filling up both of our 5-gallon tanks. That's it for today, and the next time you see me, I'll be picking up Josh from the Albuquerque airport. Thanks for watching.